Yeah, I think I get out quite a bit. I went to Michigan.
You think you'll do more in these second 100 days?
I think I will, but we're talking about the great, big, beautiful bill, that we're trying to get passed. It'll be the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country.
What happens if it comes to your desk, has the tax cuts, but also cuts to Medicaid? Would you veto that?
Well, we're not doing that.
Would you veto that?
I would if they were cutting it, but they're not cutting it. They're looking at fraud, waste, and abuse, and nobody minds that if illegal immigrants are in the...
Ever seen a grown man implode on live television? Trump just had what might be the biggest meltdown in political interview history when Kristen Welker asked him one simple question about the Constitution. One minute he's smiling, the next he's redder than a MAGA hat in a washing machine. Watch as a basic fact check turns the former president into a human volcano spewing excuses, insults, and a 12-minute rant about everything except the actual question. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what happens when someone asks Trump about the Constitution? Total system failure. It's like watching a computer from 1998 try to run modern software. There's that frozen smile, the spinning beach ball of death, and then boom, complete crash. So picture this. Kristen Welker tosses the softest softball question ever at Trump. Would he uphold the Constitution if elected? I mean, this is the political equivalent of, is water wet? Any normal politician would just say, yes, next question, and move on. But not our orange friend. His face actually changes color on camera. First comes that weird frozen smile. You know, the one where his lips curl up, but his eyes say, help me.
Stay in touch with the workers who elected you,
Well,
sir?
I just went to a great place, University of Alabama, last night. This was some unbelievable evening. And I gave the commencement address, and they put them all together, and we were in the big, that big arena. And it was tremendous energy. And that's a little bit, to your question.
What happens if it comes to your desk, has the tax cuts, but also cuts to Medicaid? Would you veto that?
Well, we're not doing that.
Would you veto that?
It's like watching someone try to solve a complex math problem while also trying to remember if they left the stove on. Then the red starts creeping up his neck. His eyes dart around like he's looking for a teleprompter or maybe an escape hatch. You can practically hear the Windows shutdown music playing in his head as his brain scrambles for something, anything to say. Once the system reboot fails, Trump goes to his favorite move, attack the messenger. He calls Welker unfair, biased, and unprofessional, and labels NBC News as fake news. Classic Trump. If you can't answer the question, just yell that the question is stupid. It's like being asked what 2 + 2 equals and responding that math is a liberal conspiracy. When attacking Welker doesn't make the question go away, Trump launches into a completely unrelated 12-minute rant. 12 minutes! You could cook a decent pasta dish in that time. His rant bounces from the election to the media to how everyone's against him. He even calls himself the most persecuted billionaire in history, which is funny because A, is that really a crowded category? And B, billionaire? Really? The best part is watching Welker. She calmly repeats her question every time Trump takes a breath, which only makes him more agitated. It's exactly like dealing with a toddler who doesn't want to put on pants. The more calmly you ask, the more they thrash around on the floor. Trump's hands start doing this weird jazz hands meet swan dive thing as his voice gets louder and louder. His strategy becomes crystal clear. If you talk loud enough and long enough, maybe everyone will forget what the original question was. It's the political version of setting off a smoke bomb and running away. And honestly, it kind of works. After hearing Witch Hunt for the 47th time, even I started to forget we were talking about the Constitution.
Yeah, I think I get out quite a bit. I went to Michigan.
You think you'll do more in these second 100 days?
I think I will, but we're talking about the great, big, beautiful bill, that we're trying to get passed. It'll be the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. It's like different. Everybody was so awake, so lively, so attractive. And I'm not talking just physically attractive, just there was such an energy in the room. And hopefully it'll get done, and the Democrats are fighting us. And if it doesn't get done, it's going to be a 68% tax increase. So that's going to be the Democrats. But I think we're going to have it done. I think the Republicans are going to vote for it.
This is why Trump can't handle even basic journalism questions. Any form of accountability makes his circuits fry. It's not that the questions are unfair, it's that being asked any questions at all feels unfair to him. Imagine if your boss asked you what you did at work today and you responded by questioning their parentage and claiming the office coffee machine was rigged against you. By the end of this interview disaster, Trump isn't even trying to answer questions anymore. He's just yelling random catchphrases like he's a pull-string doll whose string got stuck. Witch hunt, no collusion.
And it was really nice. You know, I won Alabama by many, many, many points. And they asked me to do it, and they put all of they had 9 different, business and law and this and that, all the different things. They put them all, journalism, by the way. And it'll be the most consequential bill, I think, in the history of our country.
Leader Thune says he wants to get it done by July 4th.
Yeah.
Do you think that's possible?
I think it is, and I think he's doing a fantastic job. I would if they were cutting it, but they're not cutting it. They're looking at fraud, waste, and abuse, and nobody minds that if illegal immigrants are and Mike Johnson, Speaker, is doing a fantastic job, and they're both getting together well. There's great unity in the Republican Party. The Republican Party is a much different party than it was.
Many people are saying. Meanwhile, his hair gets increasingly wild, like it's trying to escape the situation before things get worse. The whole meltdown is actually a masterclass in deflection. Instead of answering a simple yes or no about the Constitution, he creates so much chaos that the viewer is left dizzy. It's like asking someone if they took the last cookie, and they respond with a 12-minute lecture about cookie manufacturing, the history of sugar, and how they're the victim of a global anti-cookie conspiracy. What's truly amazing is that this wasn't even a gotcha question. This wasn't explain the Third Amendment or name 3 Supreme Court justices. This was basically, do you like the Constitution? A question most 5th graders could handle without breaking a sweat. The fact that Trump couldn't just say, yes, I will uphold the Constitution, without having a complete meltdown tells you everything you need to know about him. It's like watching someone get asked, do you believe in gravity? And then watching them jump out a window to avoid answering. In the end, Trump's strategy is to make so much noise that the signal gets lost. If you can't defend your position, just create such a circus that everyone forgets what your position was supposed to be. When accountability knocks, Trump doesn't just hide. He builds a whole carnival around himself so nobody can find the door. The real lesson here isn't that reporters ask unfair questions. Trump melts down because being asked any questions makes him panic like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He can't handle basic accountability. Next time you watch Trump in an interview, pay attention to his face when the first real question hits. There's this magical moment where his smile freezes and his eyes dart around. That's your warning that Mount Trumpius is about to erupt. And remember, this whole tantrum happened because someone asked if he'd follow the Constitution. Imagine if they'd asked something actually difficult, like what's actually in it. That would have been a full-on nuclear meltdown.